Located along the San Gabriel River are the remains of a once thriving community. At its peak, Follows Camp had over 200 residents, but today all 100 acres lay completely abandoned. Only a few buildings still stand, and those that do are littered with trash and graffiti. Everything is falling apart. So today we're heading out to explore this ghost town before it's completely demolished. My main objective is to see if the heart of this community, the dining hall, is still standing. But for all I know, it's been lost to time or squatters may have taken over. I just hope it's not too late. My goal with this video is to obtain a deeper understanding of history and have a greater appreciation for all of the mountain communities that have thrived and still thrive up here. And I believe that the best way to do that is to revisit these places, so as long as it's feasible. And today we are back in the East Fork, and we're gonna have to cross the San Gabriel River like we did when we were looking for Cape Horn Falls. Oh, but this time does not look that bad. It looks much easier than last time. You can tell people have been here somewhat recently because of the dam. Okay, I think that spot's gonna be the easiest. Usually the best place to cross is where the river is widest, but this was about the best we could find, so we just went for it. I think right here. I'll trade you. Besides the current, the rocks at the bottom make it hard to get a footing, but this section had these natural waves, and between them it was a lot more shallow, so that's where we crossed. That was not as bad as the last one, but now we have to find the ruins. If I'm not mistaken, they should be somewhere up ahead. I don't think I told you guys, so those of you who've been following me for a while, I don't know if you remember, we went to go and explore an abandoned gold mine just further up the river. That gold mine was owned by William Tecumseh Heaton. His daughter, Jenny, married an Englishman named Ralph Follows. Ralph Follows founded Follows Camp. It's a small world up here. In the camp's later years, most people lived in trailers and mobile homes because permanent structures were outlawed. This is why you see multiple little clearings throughout the camp, and this is likely one of those places where they had a lot of mobile homes. All of the permanent structures, such as this one, were constructed prior to World War II, when Follows Camp was still a mountain resort. Oh, this was a bathroom? Mm-hmm. Was this an outhouse? Yeah. And that side is just torn up. Completely torn apart. This building was probably built as a cabin for people to rent and was later converted into someone's home. We are onto the dining hall. That's the main one I want to find. Oh, look, those are steps right there. Or a ledge or something. There was probably a building there, and they had access straight down to the river. Follows Camp had, you could say, for the sake of simplicity, it had two eras. One, under the Follows, they got founded in 1896 as a mountain resort. People would come up here and rent cabins or tents, and they would stay the night. They would pay $1 for a stagecoach down in Azusa and ride 15 miles up to the little resort over here. And then after Follows died, the camp was purchased by Joe Davidson, and that was kind of like the second major and modern era. Under him, it became a private community. But it was still a very welcoming community. They would have a lot of social gatherings. They would have bands play. They would have 4th of July gatherings. And that went on until about 2005, 2006, when we had those huge floods. That combined with pressure from the LA County forced all the residents to move out. And so officially, as of 2006, it's completely abandoned. Let's see what this structure is. I thought it was a bridge, but Edwin said it's not. Oh, snap. It's like a little, like a lift. I wonder if this was used to take people across. There's 2 seats in here? That is crazy. During the floods of 2005, the river rose 20 feet and residents became stranded for 2 weeks in need of food and supplies. So this tram was used to provide necessities. And there's a cable that goes all the way across. This is a great find. That's so crazy it's still here. All right, let's continue on to the main destination, the dining hall. Oh, this isn't it, but let's check it out. This is one of the apartments for one of the permanent residents under the Davidson era. I don't even know if I want to step in here because I feel like it's gonna fall right through. God knows how old this is. That's kind of wild to have carpet up here. Well, all of the wood is rotted and molding, so that's my concern. Wow, look at this view. Man, whoever lived here, you guys must have loved this. And you can see the river way over there. This is a million times better than most apartments in the city. I'm assuming the kitchen was probably here because of the gas pipes and the room was there. And you probably had people living at the bottom at the same time. Yeah. There was this lady who I read in someone's comment section that her dad lived up here. And he was responsible for helping out with the gate for the community. Oh snap, there's stairs here? It's 3 stories high. Everything's falling apart, like the roof. Let's check out the inside. Oh yeah, they were completely separate. Yeah, so you had 2 people down here. Unfortunately, everything that was of value got stripped away by opportunists quickly after it closed down. This is the restroom with a nice view outside. Every single testimony of the people that lived up here that I could find online all said the same thing. That it was amazing, it was beautiful, they miss it, and I can see why. Beer, cans, trash, a lot of rat poop. This place must be infested and crawling with rats at night. And of course, spray cans. This looks like it must have been a little shed or a little garage. I see the dining hall, the roof of the dining hall over there. You can tell because there's a tree that crashed through it. Okay, we are approaching one more building. We just passed the dining hall, but we want to check out one more building before we do the main one. This is it right here. Yep, sure enough. This is a restroom. Dirty underwear. Not much to see here except graffiti and trash. Every toilet smashed into pieces. And no roof up top. Anyways, let's go check out the fort. This is it. So this building was called the fort. And during Davidson's time, they're famous for serving huge burgers and tall beers. The fort was a place where residents celebrated holidays, listened to live bands, made community decisions, and where visitors could grab a meal. It was the heart and soul of the community. And this right here used to be a plaque commemorating Ralph Follows. Next to the plaque was a cannon, along with other artifacts scattered throughout the town that Joe had collected. Beside the fort stood the oldest building in town, dating back to the gold rush days, which held even more antiques. Here's Susie, the wife of a volunteer firefighter named Roger, inside the gift shop. We got a fire pit right here. Imagine all the stories that were told around this fire. It's hard to believe that at one point, I'd be entering a room filled with the sounds of friends laughing, live music, and the clinking of beer bottles. It reminded me a lot of the Buckhorn Lodge in Baldy Village. Imagine sitting here, right here by this window, like this, eating a burger, drinking a tall can, and then looking out, and that's your view, and the sound of the San Gabriel River. This room, I wonder if this was like an ice room or something, because it's got, is that metal? Oh no, it's not metal. I thought it was metal. Storage at the top. The restrooms here. The fireplace must have looked amazing during the winter time. And indeed, it did. There are still a lot of people who lived here during the Davidson era that are still alive. And if you look hard enough, you can find some of their stories. But I want to read to you guys just a couple of them so you get an idea of how this was a very tight-knit community and the type of lives that people lived here. Tim Straight Shooter Dowling lived in a Follows Camp cabin and served in the all-volunteer East Fork Fire Department from 1988 to 2005. Besides responding to rescues, the ragtag group also policed the camp. One time, gang members tried to rob the fort. The waitresses repeated a secret word, which was Fitzsimmons. That was quickly passed along from ear to ear until Dowling and others arrived. About 30 of us in pickups would come down with shotguns. As soon as those gang members saw a bunch of rednecks in pickups with shotguns and pistols, they left. Christine's stepfather gave her a gift, a 1969 camper. He said, "You'll have to find a place to park it." She found a home at Follows Camp after noticing an ad in the Yellow Pages. After a few months, residents would be given a nickname. Lossberg's was Tinkerbell. She saw herself as a kind of fairy to the children who would come by her cabin for face painting and storytelling. Honestly, I haven't found anything negative about this community. You don't really hear anything about, crazy violence or crime or anything like that. And it's such a bummer because I wish I could have seen it when it was still around, when it was still a thriving community. But I had no idea this place existed at the time. As you can see, there's not much left here, but I want to ask you guys, if you come in and you pay a visit, just leave everything where it is. Leave no trace. Pack out whatever you pack in. And let's leave some of these places still intact for future generations. I have a feeling this one's not going to last much longer, but whenever you go out to any place, just take care of it. It's a piece of history. It's a piece of our story. And that's the story of Follows Camp. These were the people fortunate enough to wake up to the sound of the San Gabriel River and fall asleep each night beneath the crisp mountain air. I picture the dining hall not as it is now, empty and decaying, but filled with children in Halloween costumes, or Jim dressed as Santa during the annual Christmas parties. I think about Christine painting kids' faces beneath the trees and sharing stories as they listened attentively. And sure, they didn't live a life of luxury, but they had something far more valuable, a community that looked after one another. These were bonds as close as family, in a place they truly cherished. And while the buildings of Follows Camp may be falling apart, the spirit of what they built is worth remembering.